Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the long-awaited weapon banner that's about to come out for Genshin 3.4 second half that a lot of people have been really excited for because it's probably one of the best weapon banners to ever come out, and that is of course the Aqua Simulacra and the Staff of Homa banner. Now both of these weapon banners are going to be absolutely amazing. They're going to be almost, I don't know how to say it. I don't think there's going to be a better weapon banner than this in the near future because of how universal both of these weapons are, how amazing both of these weapons are, and these both can work on a different variety of characters. You can use them on almost everything because a lot of them can be stat sticks, and passes for both of them are both universally being able to be used. So we are going to be talking about which one is better out of the two. Now when I'm talking about better out of the two, I'm not actually putting the Aqua Simulacra versus the Staff of Homa, because that's almost impossible to compare because one is for polearm users and one's for bow users, but rather we're going to be comparing in that specific class. So for the Aqua Simulacra, how good is it as a bow? Are there any substitutions for the Aqua Simulacra? And then for the Staff of Homa, the same thing. Is there any like close substitutions for the Staff of Homa? And who is it really good on? Who uses it as, you know, their passive, all that type of stuff. So yeah, we're gonna get into that. Also, one quick thing before I get on with this video is that I will be streaming soon on Twitch, so if y'all guys want to come by and watch me do, you know, the lantern right stuff, all of those different events, because I haven't been able to do it. So I am going to be doing it on Thursday, maybe around 12 p.m. EST or something like that. We're going to be streaming for, you know, the lantern right event, all that type of stuff at twitch.tv/REHOO, so it'd be real fun to see y'all over there. But let's get right into the video. So for the Staff of Homa, this is a crit damage weapon, and with the passive it is HP increased by 20%. Additionally provides attack bonus based on 0.8% of the wielder's max HP. So, and then the wielder's HP is less than 50%. This attack bonus is increased to 1% of the max HP. Now the thing about this weapon is it kind of cheats because of the passive. It increases your HP, which is static. This is something that everybody can benefit from. And then it takes that HP and uses it as an attack bonus, and then when you're lower than 50%, you get 1% extra attack bonus off your max HP. So it kind of cheats in the way that it structures the passive, because you're able to self-use your HP boost into the attack boost. So it's really good as a weapon. Is there any like basically really good substitutions that there are for the Staff of Homa? Well, actually the only other crit damage polearm that we currently have in the game that's not the Staff of Homa is the Black Cliff polearm, if I'm not wrong. This is the only, where is it at? Do I even have it? Oh yeah, I do have it. This is the only crit damage polearm that we currently have, and you can only get it with Star Glitter. So basically the only premier option that you can get for the Staff of Homa is the actual Staff of Homa. So that already puts it in an exclusivity type deal. It's probably one of the better polearms in the game, or no, it is the best polearm in the game. For, you know, universal wise, because you got the crit damage, you got the base attack, and you get the self-providing passive that can be used on everyone. So what characters can this be used on, because there is no substitutions for the Staff of Homa? Well, we're going to be classifying this as being able to use the full extent of the passive, the crit damage, and all that type of stuff. And then we're going to see like if people can use all of that, some of it, or just use it as a stat stick, which means only the crit damage and the base attack will help them. But first, let's go on to whose best in slots are for the Staff of Homa. First of all, of course, signature weapon Hu Tao is going to absolutely be the number one best in slot character for the Staff of Homa. Is her weapon. It basically fuels into her own passive, dealing with max HP, attack bonuses. She loses a health as part of her skill, so you're able to proc that second passive super easily. The next character is also able to use this as a best in slot is Zhao. Now don't mind that he has a 1-star polearm, my bad, but other than his crit rate polearm, that's his signature weapon. It gives him an attack increase. If you already have a lot of crit rate from your artifacts, then the Staff of Homa is equally just as good. It provides the same function as the Primordial Jade Wing Spear. So using Staff of Homa is another best in slot for Zhao if you already have a lot of crit rate. If you already have a lot of crit damage, then of course the Primordial Jade Wing Spear would be the best option. But this is a character that can use the full extent of this this polearm, because the attack bonus, when you have 50% HP, and all that type of stuff, he's able to use all of it. So this is another best in slot case for the Staff of Homa. Another person that can use the full extent of this polearm is Zhongli. Now Zhongli is a different case because he's not a main DPS. He's rather a shielder. So the shielder needs HP, and he scales his shields off HP, and you get bonus damage from his max HP. Staff of Homa would be a really good weapon to use on him because of the providing 20% HP. You also get the attack bonus from your max HP, and if you're lower than 50%, you can get a bigger attack bonus, and this is going to help him fuel that damage from the max HP passive that he already has and give him a better shield. It's an overall win-win for Zhongli, so this is a really good polearm for him, and he can use the full extent of it. The other characters that can use this, not to the full extent, but it's an okay option. Shenhe can use the Staff of Homa. HP increase isn't going to really help that much, but since the Staff of Homa cheats with his passive, the HP increase is going to help the attack bonus, and Shenhe scales off of attack for her buffs, so this helps a great amount. Same thing with the 50% HP buff is going to help a lot with her scaling, so this is a really good polearm for her. Not the best in slot, but overall a really good weapon for her. Another character that would very benefit from this polearm is Sino. Now Sino is a DPS, so he will be able to use the crit damage that it provides from the Staff of Homa. He does need Elemental Mastery, so this is why it's not his best in slot. It's going to be a polearm that he can use. It provides attack, it gets HP bonus. He can benefit from all of this, but overall his signature weapon, of course, is going to be his best. Best in slot. So that's why it's not in the tier with all the really good characters that have can make use of all of his passive. While he can make use of it for the most part because have the cheating passive of having the HP fuel into the passive, it's just it's not his best thing in the world. So you can use Staff of Homa, is still a really good option. And let's go on to the next character. The next character is, of course, the 4-star who can use every polearm in the game because it fits with her so well, Xiangling. Now Xiangling, again, HP increase isn't going to help her that much, but it fuels into the attack increase. Same thing with the 50% attack increase is going to help her overall with her damage. Good base attack, good crit damage is going to help fuel her damage for her Pyronado. So overall, really good staff for her to use. One character that also can use this, which actually caught me by surprise because I never even thought of it, if I can find her, is Candace. Candace is able to use this because she needs HP for her skill. She also gets max HP, damage bonuses from the Staff of Homa. So this is going to help a lot. If you want her to do a lot of damage, that crit damage is going to help a lot. The HP increase is going to help a lot because, yes, her scalings are off of HP. So this is going to help a lot with her overall kit. So it's going to be a pretty good buff for Candace. Of course, you do want to run something like the Favonius Lance or something like that because she is going to be that support style type character, not really a main DPS. Moving on to the characters where it can be just a pretty much stat stick. Rosaria is one of them. She needs crit rates, not crit damage, and you're not going to really use her for DPS, so it's really just a stat stick for her. Yunjin is the next character. Needs Favonius Lance, needs energy recharge to get her burst up. Not going to really help if you have Staff of Homa on her. She's not going to be able to really use any of the passive or any of the main stats that it has. Raiden Shogun, although it is possible to use it, is mainly a stat stick. She doesn't need the HP. She can I guess use the attack boost from the passive, but overall she needs more energy recharge than anything, and the Staff of Homa is generally just a stat stick for her. Thoma, although putting a Staff of Homa on Thoma, I'm gonna have to talk to you about that, but Staff of Homa on Thoma, you're gonna be able to get a bigger shield for him. Overall, it's not going to really help with his damage because Thoma has really bad scaling. So putting the Staff of Homa on him, he won't really be able to benefit from those attack scalings or those attack buffs that he gets. The max HP boost is going to help him a good bit because the A is part of his shield. But overall, really just a stat stick. Not something you really want to invest in when it comes to putting the Staff of Homa on him because he really needs EM for those Burgeon type reactions. Last character is Yao Yao. Now Yao Yao, again, another character that doesn't really need attack. She really needs the HP or she needs Elemental Mastery. And Staff of Homa only provides the HP, so it would just be a dead stat stick on Yao Yao. And putting Staff of Homa on Yao Yao, you must be a little bit too rich if you're able to afford that or do that. So yeah, don't use it on Yao Yao. She needs elemental mastery, so she needs other stuff than the Staff of Homa. But that's pretty much it for the Staff of Homa when it comes to which characters can use it. It's a very universal type weapon, and of course Hu Tao does it the best. I will be showing a picture overall of like who can use it the best, who's the stat stick for, who can use majority of the passive, stuff like that. I'll show it, you know, as we're going along this video. But now to talk about the Aqua Simulacra, we're going to be talking about the bow characters and which characters can run with the Aqua Simulacra. Now, of course, the Aqua Simulacra is the crit damage 80%, one of the highest crit damage bows in the game. HP increased by 16%, similar to the Staff of Homa. And then when there are opponents nearby, the damage dealt by the wield of this weapon is increased by 20%. And this will take effect whether the character is on field or off field. So this is a really big passive. The HP increase isn't going to really help a lot of characters, so you'll see a lot of people lose that, I guess you could say, best in slot piece, because, you know, no one can really use that besides Yelan. But we'll talk about that in a quick second. Is there any other weapons that can compare to the Aqua Simulacra? Well, there is two. There's the Thundering Pulse, which, you know, fully leveled up is 60% crit damage, not as much. But this is a very niche type bow because you need to do normal attacks in order to get those stacks from your, what is it called? You know, the passive for the Thundering Pulse. So it's a little bit more niche. It's a little bit harder to get the full passive out of this bow. So the Aqua Simulacra is a pretty much not carbon copy. The Thundering Pulse is a good substitution for the Aqua Simulacra if you're talking about just main stat sticks. Other than that is the Black Cliff bow, which I don't think I have because I never bought it, I don't think. That also gives crit damage, but of course not as crazy as the Aqua Simulacra, and its passive giving static damage dealt 20%, whether you're off or on field, so that's a pretty big buff. But let's go over and see what characters can this fit on, what bow characters are, you know, better in this situation with the Aqua Simulacra. Now for the best in slot, unlike Staff of Homa, the only character that can really use the full extent of the Aqua Simulacra's passive is Yelan herself. Yelan needs the HP because she scales off HP. When she's near opponents, which basically if you're in combat, you're going to be near opponents. But the damage dealt by the wielder of this weapon increased by 20%. It's a static weapon increase. It's really, really good. And of course, whether you're on or off field, you keep the damage buff. So of course, when she uses her ult, she'll be able to keep that damage buff up. So that's really, really cool. Now, I'm talking about characters that can use this. Fischl is one of them. She can use most of the passive for the Aqua Simulacra. This is mainly because she can't really use the HP increase, but she can use the crit damage increase if you're not going for EM reactions. And having the character on or off field, you'll be able to keep that 20% damage dealt buff, so that's really, really good for Fischl. Another character that can really use this is Ganyu. Now, where is Ganyu? Ganyu has her ult, so her ult is going to help her a lot with keeping that 20% damage dealt buff, even if she's on or off field, so that's really, really cool. She won't be able to gain anything from the HP increase passive, but she will be able to take that crit damage passive because she does need a lot of crit damage and not a lot of crit rate, so she can use most of what the Aqua Simulacra covers. Child is another character that can use the majority of the stuff that's in the Aqua Simulacra. Finding these characters is so hard, it's not even funny. For the Aqua Simulacra, of course, he can use the damage dealt. He can't really do the off-field type thing, but of course, every character can really use the 20% damage buff, so it's really, really nice. And plus, he's a main DPS, so the crit damage buff is really, really nice to know. Tighnari can use this as well. Again, like I said, can't really use the off-field application of the 20% buff, but he's able to use the on-field version of it. Can't use the HP increase and crit damage. He's a main DPS, so crit damage works really, really well for him. Another character that can use it, Yoimiya. Basically, if you don't have Thundering Pulse on her, then Aqua Simulacra is just as good, just because higher crit damage, and you also get that damage dealt when you're on the field. Can't really use anything from the HP, so this is a really good substitution for the Thundering Pulse. And now we're going to stat sticks, basically characters that can't really use anything from it. Amber, she's just not good enough to be able to use the Aqua Simulacra on her. For the Amber mains, if you want to do it, go ahead, but you know, the Aqua Simulacra is not really going to be useful for Amber, just because of how bad her stuff is. So that is basically a stat stick for her. Alloy, same deal. She's not as good, not really a good character. I don't even know where she's at in this list or in the game. Where the heck is she? Isn't she cryo? Am I blind? What in the world? Oh, she's a 5-star. That's why I completely forgot. Yeah, she's not that good. So basically not good enough for the Aqua Simulacra. Faruzan, you 100% need energy recharge. It's not gonna help. She doesn't do damage. She's not a main DPS, so Aqua Simulacra is not gonna work on her really. Kalai, you need to stack energy recharge and EM, so you don't really want to run Aqua Simulacra on her. She's not a main DPS, so she wouldn't benefit from it. Diona, same deal. A lot of these characters I'm about to list are energy recharge type characters. They're support characters, so they can't really use the Aqua Simulacra, so don't use it if you're Diona, I guess. Sara, same deal. She wants energy recharge over everything, and yeah, like I said, this is hard. Energy recharge over everything, and then she's not a main DPS. You're not gonna have a lot of attacks that can utilize Aqua Simulacra's effect, so not really able to be used on Sara. And now Venti is, of course, energy recharge. He literally only needs energy recharge and EM. Having this crit damage on him isn't gonna really help. His vortex doesn't really need the damage because all of it comes from his EM basically, so all those swirls aren't gonna be helped if you have crit damage, so it's basically useless on Venti. And lastly, Goro, you need defense and energy recharge because he is a support. Can't benefit from anything from the Aqua Simulacra, and the crit damage is basically wasted on him. So I will be basically putting a picture of both of the tier lists when it comes to the Staff of Homa and the Aqua Simulacra, and what characters, you know, can basically use it. Use this as a, I guess you could say, guide into what should I summon for the Staff of Homa and Aqua Simulacra, because in terms of what characters you have on your account, if you see that you have more that benefit from the Staff of Homa in the best in slot and can use most section of the tier list, then you should probably go for it because it will help your account more. And of course, both these weapons are universal, so you can get uses on many characters in the future that are main DPSs or sub DPSs. So yeah, you might want to, you know, invest in some of these weapons because in the future you'll still be able to use it no matter what. But yeah, you should probably look at the tier list, see if any of these characters that are on the tier list that are in the can use most of the passive or best in slot. If you have a majority of them, then you should probably go for that weapon. If not, I do say that the Staff of Homa is a little bit better in terms of usability for a lot of different characters because of its self-fulfilling passive, I guess you could say, of the HP increase and then it funneling into the damage increase. That really helps any character out when they equip the Staff of Homa, and getting less than 50% HP isn't really hard for a lot of, you know, characters, just get hit a bunch. But other than that, it's going to be pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. Hopefully y'all are lucky for the Staff of Homa and Aqua Simulacra summons because we are less than a week away from them. Oh my god, time flew by. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all on the next one, and peace.